Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I clean my oil paint brushes without using solvents. So I start with some walnut oil. You can use safflower oil, you can use linseed oil. I just happen to have some walnut oil. And I pour it into a little bowl, and this bowl is only used for this method. I mean, I don't use it to eat out of. So anyway, only use it for your paints, whatever you put it in. So I just dip it in and start wiping it on a cloth. And you're going to do this until you do not see any more paint coming off that brush. It might take a while depending on how much is in your brush, but before I start, I give it a good wipe to get, the paint that's on the outside, as much paint as I can get off of it before I start dipping into the oil. So it might take a little bit, but it's worth it to save your brushes. A brush can last you a lifetime if you take good care of it. But this is a much better alternative than to using any kind of mineral spirits or any kind of solvent. When I was in college, that's what we used. We used terpenoid, and it smelled so bad. It was an awful smell. We had to always have the windows open to have it ventilated in there, but it stunk. It stunk real bad. So they probably don't use that anymore. But I still have a solvent. I've got Gamsol, and I only use it when it's necessary. Sometimes in my underpainting, I will use it just so I can have a very thin layer underneath. But you can also use oil. Just use a tiny bit of oil and just kind of rub your paint into the canvas instead of having like a thicker layer of it. And that's how you can start your painting. Started using the walnut alkyd medium by M. Graham, and it is non-toxic. So I started using that instead of liquid, and I really like it so far. I use it and I don't mix any solvent in it at all, and it is solvent free. So you just have to start your layers with a little bit of it and then increase it as you go into your upper layers, like your final layers. Okay, so now I'm cleaning my brush, and I have the Master's brush cleaner. And I got this at Michael's. So it's the Master's Brush Cleaner and Preserver. And it's just a giant tub. I did not get this at Michael's. I actually got it off of Amazon, and I got a really good deal on it. It was cheaper to get just this big tub than to get a small one. It was a better deal. So I'm cleaning it in that, and really there's hardly any paint coming off of it. I got it pretty clean. So I'm going to clean it with that. You can also use Dawn dish soap or any kind of dish soap, because that will remove the oil as well. But you have to clean it after you clean it with the walnut oil or whatever oil you're using, because that oil will dry in it if you don't get that out. So I'm just kind of swiping it gently on the tub. It's like a solid soapy substance. It's not soapy, but I don't know what it is. But you want to do it gently. You don't want to like rub real hard. You're going to mess your bristles up that way. And then I'm just cleaning it out. When you're cleaning your brush out, make sure to get down by the ferrule so you can get all of the paint out that might have got into it. When I paint, I try not to get any paint down that far because it's really hard to get the paint out. Once it's down in the ferrule and it dries, it spreads your bristles out and it can ruin your brush. So try to get all of that out. Okay, so you can use Dawn dish soap to clean the brush, and sometimes I use that along with the brush cleaner just to make sure I get everything out. So I just I was taught to rub it in your the palm of your hand. If you have a lot of brushes to clean, your hand gets a little raw just from rubbing the brushes on it so much. So I'm just making sure I get it all out. Because like I said, that oil will dry in it, the walnut oil. And then just for good measure, I'm putting it in there again in the brush cleaner. It has a conditioner in it as well to keep your bristles nice and soft. Well, I'm going to dry it off with a paper towel, and then I shape it back into its point so that when it dries, it's back to the shape it's supposed to be in. And it's looking good. It looks like all the paint's out of it. It's stained some from some of the paint, but there you have it. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and you might want to try this method to clean your brushes, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.